What are default angles for feet per second crosshair placement? Imagine walking through a map in a first-person shooter game like Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, or Valorant. You know enemies often pop out at certain spots. That's where understanding default angles comes in. These are the spots where players usually expect enemies to appear based on map design and common routes. Knowing these angles helps you prepare your crosshair so you can react faster and land shots more accurately. The main idea is to keep your crosshair at head level all the time. This means adjusting your aim vertically depending on whether you are on higher ground, lower ground, or at the same level as your opponent. When you move around the map, your crosshair should stay aligned with where enemies are likely to peek from. For example, if you're holding a doorway, your crosshair should be just above the edge of the wall or corner. This way, when an enemy peeks out, your crosshair is already on their head, ready to shoot. Horizontal placement is just as important. When holding a corner, your crosshair should be slightly away from the edge, not directly on it. If you expect a quick peek, position your crosshair farther from the wall, about 1 to 2 crosshair widths away. For tighter peeks, keep it closer. This reduces the time needed to flick your aim onto the enemy. Many players study maps to learn common angles where enemies tend to appear. These include doorways, windows, and choke points. Pre-aiming these spots means your crosshair is already in the right place when the enemy shows up. It's especially useful in games with fast kill times, where getting the first shot on target can decide the round. When defending, it's good to anticipate how enemies will swing out. Because of how the game engine renders models, defenders often see attackers before they see them. So your crosshair should be a little wider than the corner, expecting the enemy to swing out quickly. For standard peeks, about half an inch from the edge works well. For wider swings, up to an inch can be better. Your choice of weapon and the distance to the enemy also affect crosshair placement. Rifles and pistols need tighter aim, while shotguns and submachine guns can be a bit looser because of spread. At longer distances, even small mistakes can cause misses, so accuracy becomes even more important. Top players review their gameplay and watch professional matches to learn which angles are most common. Over time, they develop a mental map of these default angles and how to hold or peek them effectively. As you practice, you'll start to recognize enemy tendencies and map changes, helping you adjust your crosshair placement on the fly. In short, default angles are the spots where enemies are most likely to appear based on map design and player behavior. Keeping your crosshair at head level, slightly offset from corners, and pre-aiming these angles will make your reactions faster and your shots more precise. Mastering this skill is a key part of performing well in games like Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, and Valorant.